Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. This is Lucy Aisha. So today I want to talk about tips and tricks on how you can get your student visa. I've seen many people are asking about whether they have a master's or a degree and you want to enroll to a community college. So what are you supposed to do? Do you go to the embassy and just tell them, hey, I want to go to a community college but I have a master's? No, you don't do that. You're confusing the embassy. The embassy wants to see that you have progression in life, like you came from maybe a diploma to a degree to a master's to a PhD, whatever. So if you really want to go to a community college, like going to the embassy directly and tell them that you want to go to a community college, the chances are very slim, because especially for if you're much older. For younger people is understandable because you don't have any like gap between like 10 years or 5 years or even 20 years. It could be easier for younger people, and they would say whoever is supporting them or paying their school fees is their parents. But for someone who's much older, the embassy might ask you, okay, so what have you been doing for the last 10 years? Okay, one of the best things to say is that you've been working. Okay, so the experience that you're working, whichever job that you're working, has to correspond to the degree or the school that you want to go to. Okay, it has to respond to that. You cannot say you're working as an accountant. Of course, maybe if you don't have a bachelor's degree, and then you're going to the embassy, you're going to tell them that you're going to do what, nursing, like a degree in nursing. You don't say that. You're confusing the embassy. So you're supposed to try as much as possible, choose a degree or a master's that's going to relate to whatever job you're going to do, because they're going to ask you, so you're going to school to do a nursing. So have you worked in the nursing sector? Have you worked in the healthcare sector? What kind of benefits have you given to the community so far, and what are you going to give to the community when you're getting this degree from abroad? And what's stopping you from accessing this degree in your home country? So you're telling the embassy that you've been maybe a community health worker, but you want to advance your career into like a master's degree or bachelor's degree. We all know probably you don't have the money that you're going to spend for that kind of degree. So that is just one route to go to the embassy and tell them, I am going to do this. But once you get that student visa, remember, you've already applied to the school. The school has given you a form I-20, and they've given you they've given you form I-20, and you've shown them that bank statements that shows that you can pay the school fees. So when you're going to the embassy, you're telling them, I have this from my school, please approve my application. So they ask you the questions: why are you choosing this course? Who is gonna pay for it? Why, what's the transition? Do you work in the same sector or anything like that? You must show that you're working in the same sector. And the trick that I've always told you, once you get your student visa, you're very obliged to change your course, whatever course that you've chosen. When you get to the school, when you come to this side, like to this country, US, into a school, for example, Seattle City University, that I keep telling people, their MBA program, MBA is general. So whichever job that you're doing, MBA is general. It can apply to any kind of job. So they don't have a GMAT, and it's cheaper. That's why I keep telling people Seattle City University. This video is not sponsored by them. By the way, we are required to say that. So once you come on this side is when the first semester, remember, you still have already saved some money to pay at least the half of the first semester or the first semester of the schooling. Once you get into that school, they have deadlines on when you're supposed to pay school fees. If you don't pay in a certain deadline, you're an international student, so they might alert the embassy. Okay, so pay whatever you have, and then go to that office, the admissions office or the international student welfare office. They always have that. Tell them, hey, so I wasn't really, I'm not, something has happened home, or you realize some funds they've not been, like you don't have enough fun. No, you don't say that. You say maybe something has come up, and whatever funds that you had, you would prefer it doing a course that you really love. and you can say you thought MBA was a good program for you, or that course that you've chosen, but you really think that nursing program at a community level will be much more convenient for you, and it's gonna keep you longer as a student. Okay, so you're telling the international office that something has come up, or the course that you chose, that master's degree, it's not really what you expected, so you want to change. You ask them, how can I transfer my I-20 or my application for this school to a different school? And this different school is a community college. They always, they will agree to that, especially now that you still want to maintain your student visa, okay? So there's no wrong in doing that. You're just changing your course in order, to do something that will guarantee you a green card, okay? I'm not talking about nurses all the time. I'm also a student as a nurse, and I don't mind doing it. So I just keep telling people nursing, because I know people who are watching me are either at home in Nigeria, Kenya, Philippines, Ghana, Cameroon, whatever. They're watching me, and you also want to come to this country. And I told you, student visa is the most easiest, convenient way that you can come here. You come here, you get enrolled to that school, and you can work and still send money home. And if you still have kids at home and you want to go visit them after 2 semesters or after 1 year, you can still go to do that. Plus, with an F1 student visa, you can actually get an F2 spouse visa. But it's very rare, because if you're a student, unless you have a lot of money to get to that school so that you can sponsor your F2 or your spouse to come. And most of the time, the spouse is not even allowed to work, There's so many legalities around that. So there you have it. The easiest way to get your student visa to the US as an international student, okay? You choose a course that is in line with what you've been doing, so that even if the embassy asks you about this course, you already know how to explain, how to respond to it, and they don't want to see any kind of confusion. If you get denied a visa, there must be confusion, or your application did not add up. It's not rocket science. It's doable. It's possible. You just have to know the kind of story, and always mention to the embassy that you're coming back home. You eventually want to come back home to improve the society back here. You don't want to stay there. Never ever show any kind of intentions. They will also ask you if you have any ties. If you have kids, the better. If you have a piece of land, just tell them, okay, you have this property, you have this and that. Like, you can, something that will make you stay, like make you come back home. They do not want to see people who are overstaying the student visas or any type of visas, because many people have done that. And for me, I want to tell you, do it the right way. You will be glad. Change into nursing, change into IT, change into a course that will get you a green card. Okay? That's my message. Do something that will get you a green card. Even if you're outside, you're watching me from whatever country, do something that will get you a green card. Okay? And I think that's the bottom line. In the process, you're still going to make some money. You're still going to advance your knowledge, and you're investing yourself. That's why my channel, it's called Investing with Lucy Aisha. I want everyone to invest in themselves, in the markets, in their education, in their profession, so that you can improve your life. We no longer want to suffer. Okay? So as always, whatever you see in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Keep chasing for greatness, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.